tasks, reducing the need for manual labor, and increasing efficiency. These AI agents can handle a wide range of tasks, from customer service to data analysis, marketing, and more. They can be programmed to perform specific tasks based on your business needs without the need for any coding knowledge. This makes CheatLayer a highly accessible tool for businesses of all sizes and industries. With CheatLayer, you can streamline your operations, save time and resources, and focus more on strategic aspects of your business.
Okay, hey guys. I don't know if you heard all that, but we're live. So, okay, cool. How's it going? We have an exciting meetup today. Um, that was just, if you heard that, I don't know if that was actually live, but that was our new voice synthesis running. I was just testing it out, just to see how it works and things like that. So it should be working well. And then we'll start. And I just also wanted to make sure because I'm messing with a bunch of audio things. Oh yeah, I'm big now. I figured out how to use NVIDIA, my NVIDIA card. But hopefully I'm also capturing the output of the voice synthesis. So let me know if you guys can hear it when I get to that step. And then, so a lot of exciting stuff is happening. In this last week, I mean, we're still like constantly working 24/7. Because everything is really exciting and we're discovering new things almost daily, and so that makes it super worth it and interesting. But basically, agents now have almost all the capabilities that humans have in such a way that we can even deploy them ourselves for our own business. So it's really exciting. In fact, I don't think we need to add many more capabilities. I think we should probably just focus on what's important for our own business, and just by doing that well, we'll help a lot of people as well. So, for example, the sales agent, we're definitely focusing on that. And the software developer agent is probably the other really exciting thing that we should focus on. So, in this last week, we just added the ability for agents. Previously, they could respond to emails and send emails, and it stored all that data in this vector database so that they had a history of all these conversations for unlimited leads in parallel for you. And they can now, we added the ability in this update to use Twilio so that they can continue the conversation from email over to Twilio. And then, wait, hold on, let me just make sure real quick that I'm streaming as well, so I can watch if anything goes wrong. And so, because it's using the same vector database to store the conversation, it remembers who it's talking to, and then it responds correctly, even in a text format. Cool. Hey, how's it going? All right, cool. So, yeah, so this last week we added the ability for you to also text agents, so agents can now respond as well. And it seamlessly stores the conversations into the Supabase CRM so that you can continue conversations across email, text, and knows where it left off. Really interesting. We're getting closer to actual human grade employees being able to replace human grade employees with agents, and that's kind of the goal. So, I mean, that's not the goal, but it's just going to help us accelerate so much faster because these agents can do them repeatedly. You don't have to train them. They learn from all our users, so they get better over time. So they can do superhuman things soon, I think. So that'll be really exciting. And then they now also have the ability to synthesize voices. So we added a technology called 11 Labs, and I'm going to demo that. Now, I don't know if it was working in the beginning, but that was a voice synthesis from 11 Labs running. And so now you can talk to agents directly. You can give them personalities just by typing in, just like now how you train agents with simple text and telling them how to prompts and things. And then you can talk to them. So it's still, you'll see in the example, it's still very obvious. It's kind of synthesized, yeah, but it's getting close. It's the most realistic thing I've seen. And the latency is about 1.6 seconds from input to it generating anything, and then from that output, it's about 3 seconds. So there's still a bit of delay. So I think when we get to around 1 second delay, it'll be more realistic. NVIDIA is working on a technology for games where they have Cloud Engine avatars. That's around 1 second delay. And so that might be something we can try as well. That would be interesting. I'll test that next just to see how it works. But this seems more realistic. It sounds probably the best sort of. I think they have the best in terms of research for voice synthesis. So that's exciting, and we'll play around with that. But in general, what we're trying to do is we're going to get them to the same functionality as what humans can do, like sending emails, texts, automating anything in your business, automating your entire desktop, understanding the context of your calendar contacts, email history, your business history, what's high converting for your business, and then being able to apply that dynamically for each new customer. Personalized in a personalized way that probably wasn't possible and scalable before. So that's the goal. But also, we want to make this easy as possible for completely non-technical people. So the whole idea behind this agents management dashboard is to make it as easy as possible. And still, it's still a little bit clunky and hard. And I mean, I think it's really powerful to be able to edit tasks. For me, that's been the easiest way for me to make actually functional agents that do things for our business, like sales and this, like the text message agent and all these things. They wouldn't have been possible, really, I think, if I just relied on GPT-4 itself. And that's kind of what we have to do if we just rely on the input goal. But if we edit these and distill our insight, that's the path for us to build what I think is called generalized agents. Basically, it's not general AI, but there's something that's emerging where after we get enough data gathered in specific markets, these agents will be able to actually perform close to what general AI can do, but only in those specific markets. And we just need to get enough data for those specific markets. All the edge cases, use cases need to be recorded. And after a certain point, it'll start performing like general AI in those specific markets. And so I think what we can call it is generalized agents. It won't work in everything, but in specific things, they'll do really well. Like building websites, they're starting to do really well. So we'll be able to confidently say that this can do as well as a human soon in some of these markets, and we'll have generalized agents for them, or even better than a human. So that's exciting. So that's a general goal, but also like we want to make this very easy for people to use. So the setup sometimes now it's taking like 15 minutes to set things up on like Supabase and Gmail and all that stuff. With CheatLayer, we can even automate the setup. So, sorry, that's my come here. Hey, no, come here. Good boy. He just wants attention. He thinks I'm going somewhere, talking to someone. I'm here, good boy. All right. So, the idea is that we can actually use CheatLayer to automate these things, and then since we can automate these websites directly anyway, so like on all those Gmail setup, all the Supabase setups, all the Twilio setup, everything, we can automate that so it's a one-click button so that anyone who's completely non-technical, like a child could do it, could set up their own business and start automating it, generating content, generating a brand, even if they don't have anything to sell yet. You could even build the thing to sell, the product to sell. So that's kind of wild, yeah. So that's the goal we're going towards, to make it as easy as possible. Hold on, I gotta take care of my dog. All right, what is it, buddy? Uh, he just wanted a treat. I'm sorry. There you go. Okay, so and also we're building it like generally speaking, we're building it in such a design that it's not going to be there's going to be like platform risk, and the data is going to be platform agnostic, and the users are going to own the data. So what's going to happen is that we're going to have an opt-in system, I think, to allow generalized learning across all agents. So then you can opt in to get access to that and share your data, what you feel comfortable sharing. But also you have complete control about taking it away as well at any point, even removing it from the database so it's not historically there, and then keeping it all your data in Supabase. And one of the reasons I chose Supabase for this design is because it's open source and you can host it yourself. So ultimately, you can have complete control of the data, like on your own server in your office, and so you know exactly where it is. And this is important because historically, when these kinds of technologies get built, like social media, cloud technologies, mobile technologies, what happens is the large firms like Google, Facebook, Microsoft historically have allowed users to generate data and value, and then they take that, and it's like things like, for example, Facebook Graph, right? It used to be completely open, and businesses used to be able to use it to grow very quickly. And then they took that data and they sold it back to users as advertising. And then even aggressively too for things like communities that you had already built to get access to the same community. So this is like a pattern. It's not like a surprise. It's something just like a business practice that people learned how to do, I think. So we shouldn't be blaming them for it. It's just what people were taught to how to optimize businesses, I guess. So I think we're gonna like force a shift in that. That's what we're gonna try to do. But the same thing happens with Google, for example. When they first released things, you could do things like SEO and like optimize for things, but they took that away and then sell it back to you basically. Microsoft, I think, will probably also try to do this thing where they'll gather all the data from these agents and they'll try to sell it back to you in some way. And so what you can do to negate that is store the data yourself. And then so even if cheat layer goes down, you can bring the data to GPT-5 and it'll still work, and you'll be able to build functional agents that know your history of your customers and learn basically what high converting copy is. Okay. So that's kind of like the general direction we're going in. We just figured out how to add conversational SMS agents. So that's one of the big updates this week. They store their conversations in the same vector database with embeddings, and what that means is they relate all the conversations using this big number, basically. And so that makes it easy to clump together similar conversations, and so it knows how to continue a conversation from email, for example, to SMS. And so I'm going to try it out just to show you how it works. So basically what it does is, I'm going to expose this number later so you guys can try it too. But you set up Twilio, and you set up your number, and you get this number that you can give to an agent, and you can converse with that agent. And then when you text that agent, it immediately pulls this up. And what it does is it runs whatever instructions you wrote in your agent's dashboard for this task, for this sales agent. This is actually the same sales agent that processes emails for me, but it's now also processing the text message. That's why it's so huge. But you can see this is all like I'm explaining what to do in simple language. Like this is not code, right? I mean, the header might be, but we can remove that stuff. But see, I'm telling it what to do, like how to send, respond to these text messages in simple language. Like if people are interested in a video, send a YouTube link. If they want a calendar link, send a calendar link, all this stuff. This is how you train an employee. And I just sent this. What happens is when I send a text message, it runs that task. And we're going to probably make this easier and look better. But you know what it does is it runs that task and sandwiches your text at the bottom of it. So you can see it added my text. I asked, what is your product? It added my text at the bottom of it. Then it went to Supabase to get my history of the conversations we've had. And then it generated a response based on that. And then it sent the text back to me. I'm gonna post the text message so you can see what the output was, because I can't put it on my computer right now. So I'll just post it here in the Discord. Okay. If you go to our Discord, I posted what I sent. So what I said, what is your product? And this is the output. Our product is cutting edge software, blah, blah, blah. But that's what I told him to say. I told him he's a sales agent for Cheatler. And so I also told him to respond differently for text messages, to be like shorter. And you'll notice that it responds differently for text messages. So next I'm going to say, like a demo video or calendar demo or something. Oops. And then you could see, like, I'm going to hit send and you'll see text is actually faster. Twilio is pretty good than email. I hit send, wait, it's just sent, and then instantly it's processing it. So it's pretty fast. And then now it has the text message. The agent is now processing this text message. It's going to generate a response and then send a text message back. So that's how it works. It's pretty easy. So that you can set up and build your own GPT-4 powered text SMS responders, customer service numbers that respond intelligently based on maybe like a history of your business. Because in the next update, we're even allowing you to upload data directly to your Supabase. So you can upload like all of your business documentation, support docs, history, even your history of conversations with customers, so that it knows who it's talking to if someone actually texts in. So it doesn't start from zero. So it can start answering questions for customers for you. It can be like a personal assistant. I think for customer support things, but also sales, this is also very useful. So retail, I don't use SMS for sales, but there are other people who use SMS. We have customers who use SMS. For example, retail, people who sell dealerships, people who sell cars, they use SMS. So we're also building this for them because that's a huge market. But just to also make these agents do anything that an employee can do. And then we're going to focus on, I think, what's more valuable to our business, which is email and lead generation and stuff like that. But we've now also built SMS, so that's exciting. Okay, so yeah, I sent thanks, I'd like a calendar demo, and then I'm going to post the response that it just generated in the Discord. Give me a second. There you go. Okay, so you can see I said, thanks, I'd like a calendar demo, and it sent a link to our calendar link. And that's because I told it to do that in the description. Oh, it's not that these rules aren't that hard. Like I described what to do here in simple language. You can see I told it to send a calendar link if they want to send extra info only if they ask for it. If they don't ask for a demo or video, don't send extra links. Don't use placeholders. If you respond by text, send a short message. So you can train it like a simple language, like an employee, but it can actually be an intelligent employee because GPT-4 has the entire history of the Earth, anthropology, engineering, design, chemistry, physics. It knows all these things, right? You just need to tap into that knowledge and teach it how to use it. So I think until general AI, which may not even happen in our lifetime, this path of training agents with our knowledge is going to be super valuable. And users have this tool now actually to build actually unique, valuable agents for your markets and businesses that no one else would have access to. So what we're going to start building also, and this is just based on feedback from some of our larger customers, is there's going to be an organizational structure for AI teams, organizations of teams. So if you have larger businesses or teams of people, or even you yourself just want to have teams of AI agents building for you, because you can imagine with these kinds of tools, I think very soon we'll have a lot of one-person businesses with AI agents. Like solopreneurs will be a lot more successful now because you can have AI agents now do sales, support, all those things that are very difficult to scale with. And even build a product. So that's kind of exciting too. So on this side, we're going to start adding the ability to build organizational structures, teams, and maybe even sell, because, well, you can do that now. Since we have webhooks enabled, you can now sell access to these agents already. So we're not going to start charging for that, but that might become a use case. We're not going to start get involved in the payments or anything, but you can already do that. We'll maybe set up a tutorial to show you how you can sell access to your agents. So if you build a unique, valuable agent that has, for example, actual successful sales in your Supabase, then your agent is going to go do better than the guy who just started with no data. Which means your agent, when your agent talks to customers, they're going to be actually better at making sales and more successful at a higher percentage rate of conversion rate than the other guy. So there's going to be people who are going to want access to that, who are going to want to pay for that. So I know we have customers who have large businesses who are now starting to record data. And I'm helping them actually set up in exchange for their metrics, because we want to show that you can actually switch from the old, cold, personalized, unpersonalized A/B testing to this new dynamic agent that has personalized conversations and actually learns from your business. But also, you'll eventually also be able to sell access to this, because this database, the Supabase database, is valuable. It's going to gain value over time every day that you store data to it. So eventually that value is something that you'll be able to resell access to as a product itself. So that'll be exciting, and we'll enable some of that in some ways. So look out for that. Um, okay, so let me get back. We're still on slide 2. Sorry. So yeah, agent voice synthesis. This is really exciting. Okay, so I mean, this was just like maybe something fun. I didn't really expect this to be like maybe it could be something in a few months or to a year. It could be like something that we use to automate sales and things. But um, this is just cool. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how to use this right now in our business. Maybe like a phone agent or something, but it's still like a little bit clunky and people might get irritated with it and stuff like that. I still have to make it like easier to use. I think it's still like a research project is what I'm trying to say, but this is fun. Agents can now generate voice, and I've set up like this little tool that allows you to, if you have your own agent, you can run this thing and you can clone your own voice using this technology called 11 Labs. So shout out to 11 Labs. They made this possible, but you can clone voices, you can clone your own voice, you can pick pre-built voices, and I have this little widget tool that allows you to run it live based on the voice, the audio coming out of your computer. So what you can do is you can actually talk to it, or you can run it against like a Zoom call. So I think what we'll do next week is we'll try to call people and see if they know. Oh, friends. We're not going to prank people. We might try to call friends and see if they figure out what's happening. I'll try to clone my voice, I think, and see if they figure out it's not real or something. Because we can get it pretty sound. I haven't set it up where it stops talking when they talk. I think that's important, but I think we can get it pretty close. But it still like sounds a little off and weird. So, and especially what it says is it's like it sometimes messes up. So it's fun. Um, so yeah, there are definitely business use cases for this. I'm just not sure how we would fit it into our business. So if you guys know anything, if you need this, that'd be exciting. Yeah. Once you see it works, let me know if you need it. But I think some use cases for this are like an intelligent receptionist, like personal assistants, things like that. Or a really cool thing about it is that we can tell it to describe things. Like, so we can have this like pop off within the code in cheat layer that in Project Atlas that it generates to just describe what it's doing. Because like one of the cool innovations we did in our dashboard is we have this loading bar, right? And I don't think any other agent system has this because we figured out a trick where let me just show you what I'm talking about. We figured out a trick where, because we know there's an upper limit of tokens for an agent, we can actually calculate like a loading bar for each agent. And so this is just an innovation we built because we're trying to build it for customers who are completely non-technical. I don't think anyone in research is focusing on loading bars right now. So, but this is important. This is what we want to focus on. So, because it solves this hugely valuable problem and it'll help a lot of people. So, in that same vein, um, I think what we can do is we can add this voice synthesis. Like, I think someone gave me this idea. I don't remember who did. We can sprinkle this into the code so that when it generates stuff like this, right? I have no idea what it's. I don't even know what it's. Wait, what is it doing now? Is it an email responder? Oh, Gen voice. I see.
I'm sorry, but your request seems to be a block of HTML code which I can't interpret. Could you please provide more information or clarify your request?
I don't know what's going on. Okay, let me turn it off. Sorry. Oh, I know what I did. I turned it on. My bad. Let me turn it off. Okay. Okay. Good. All right. So I turned off this agent is I was just testing it. If you just heard that, that's good. That means it's working. But that's the voice synthesis agent. Okay. It's like, what is it doing? That's crazy. Okay, but you get the idea. So along that same vein, or the same idea, basically. I think we can like that, except it won't be completely scary, like unexpected. It'll explain what it's doing. Um, Actually, that was kind of actually a good thing. It like explained what it was doing. It said it was like a HTML block that didn't make sense. So yeah, okay. So except they'll explain it in a meaningful way. So the idea is that since I don't know what this is, this means it's not like this is like jargon too, even for me at a distance. I don't want to read all this, right? So most of this code, it takes me a minute to read it anyway. So we can sprinkle in little voice clips in here where it explains what the code is doing is my point. That took way too long to explain. I'm sorry. Yeah, so that might be useful. We might do that. We'll A/B test that, see how that works for users and stuff like that. But let me actually test the actual real voice assistant right now. So, um, oh man, I just talked to it. Okay, so one of the quirks of it is it sometimes like leaves stuff in the buffer, so it might say something weird right now. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm gonna start it. Um, let's see. What is this?
It's like having a team of virtual assistants working 24/7 to help your business grow. CheatLayer is a revolutionary no-code platform designed to help businesses automate their operations. It uses a team of AI agents to manage various tasks, reducing the need for manual labor and increasing efficiency. Agents can handle a wide range of these AI tasks, from customer service to data analysis, marketing, and more. They can be programmed to perform specific tasks based on your business needs, without the need for any coding knowledge. This makes CheatLayer a highly accessible tool for businesses of all sizes and industries. With CheatLayer, you can streamline your operations, save time and resources, and focus more on strategic aspects of your business.
Okay, okay. I don't know if you noticed what just happened is so what I have this little tool that allows me to talk to the agent directly, but you can also turn this on and it'll use your computer's output to talk to whatever's happening. So you can turn it on for a Zoom video. So next week we're going to try and actually call someone live and see how this works. But I'm going to now continue the conversation. I just wanted to explain what was going on. I'm also going to switch back to this just to illustrate something that it was hard to get it to even work this well because there's a latency. We have to generate stuff from OpenAI. Actually, I took a screenshot. That's probably easier to, yeah. So this top bar is OpenAI's generation for GPT-4, and I even tried GPT-3. It doesn't make a difference with the streaming API. That's as fast as we can go. As fast as it returns is about a second right now. But I think I've seen technologies that go faster than that, so I know it's possible. So, and also in like my early career, I did something called GPU CUDA development. I was like one of the first people developing CUDA algorithms and things, and I helped this defense company in Massachusetts convert their math functions to CUDA. And that the way to do that was basically figure out tricks to align the data and memory to get like fractions of a millisecond off a kernel, which then gets you like 1000x% increase in the algorithm. And it's actually possible to do things like these tricks to get to real time, is what I'm saying. Instead of like 1 second, you can get to 30 milliseconds, like to get to real time. I think, which is actually possible. So I think this can probably happen. It's probably like a research problem. They probably need to run the same algorithm faster. I've seen faster language generator models, so it is possible. I know. So it's just a research problem. We just have to ride the wave of both the research in hardware and algorithm efficiency. So people are just going to figure out faster ways to generate the same outputs, and hardware is just going to get better at doing these things. So yeah, I think for now we're going to be stuck with this 1 second, at least minimum, and then on top of that, I figured out a way to pipeline both sides, including GPT-4 and 11 Labs. So you can see it starts generating pieces of the output before it finishes it. And it's able to do that because it's talking. While it's talking, you can start generating the rest of it, right? Basically, right? So most of the output actually gets generated before even GPT-4 completes, which is cool. But even then, it takes about 3 seconds from here to here with the first time it's able to speak. So it's still about 3 seconds. That's still a little bit long. I think maybe I can at best get it down to like around here because this is all 11 Labs. I think they've done pretty good actually. There's like 1.7 seconds or something to start. So 1.4 seconds is total. I think they can also get it down to around 500 milliseconds. So, but I'm not going to spend a lot of research time on this. I think it's just fun. We're gonna keep updating the latest versions probably and like optimizing them, but that's about it. Oh, there's this thing called like I mentioned the NVIDIA model that can actually, excuse me, it gets the latency down to 1 second for games, so that might be useful. That might be interesting, something to test. Actually, I hope they open source that technology somehow for generalized use, because then we can, that would be way cooler, because then we can integrate it with any new model that comes out. That'd be interesting. Yeah. Because it's all, I think they solved the hardware problem probably ahead of time a little bit. So that's interesting. So yeah, let me go back and let's keep talking to this for a second. Let's see. My business is real estate. How could CheatLayer help me?
It's like having a team of virtual assistants working 24/7 to help your business grow. CheatLayer can be a game changer for your real estate business in several ways. 1. With automated customer service. CheatLayers. AI agents can handle customer inquiries 24/7, providing instant responses to common questions about property details, pricing, location, etc. This not only improves customer satisfaction, but also frees up your time to focus on more complex tasks. Lead generation and qualification. Agents can interact with potential clients on various platforms, gather necessary information, and qualify leads based on predefined criteria. This ensures you only spend time on leads that are likely to convert. Property management. The AI agents can help manage property listings, Update 3. They can also send reminders for rent payments, property details, and even schedule viewings. Marketing automation. CheatLayer can automate your marketing campaigns, sending personalized maintenance schedules, etc. Data analysis 4. AI emails or messages to potential clients based on their preferences and behavior. The AI agents can generate, organize. 5.
Can you tell me more about how that relates to cosmology?
In summary, CheatLayer can automate various aspects of your real estate business, saving you time. The AI agents can analyze market trends, customer behavior, and other data to provide valuable insights that can help you make informed business decisions. 6. Document management. CheatLayer can automate the process of document management, including contracts, agreements, invoices, etc., and store these documents efficiently, so reducing costs and improving efficiency. While CheatLayer is an innovative platform designed to automate business processes using AI agents, it doesn't directly relate to cosmology. Cosmology is the scientific study of the large-scale properties of the universe as a whole. However, if we stretch the connection a bit, it involves understanding the evolution, physics, chemistry, meteorology, and motion of celestial objects. We could say that the advanced AI technology used in CheatLayer is a product of our increasing understanding of the universe and the laws that govern it, which is a central concern of cosmology. Additionally, the vast network of AI agents working together in CheatLayer could be likened to a universe of its own, with each agent playing a specific role, much like celestial bodies in a galaxy. But in a direct sense, CheatLayer is more related to fields like artificial intelligence, business automation, and software development rather than cosmology.
Okay, I want to buy this. How do I do that?
That's great to hear. Here's how you can purchase CheatLayer. 1. Visit our website, CheatLayer. Click on Buy Now or Subscribe Become 2. You'll be asked to create an account or sign in if click on the Pricing tab in the navigation menu. After signing in, you'll be directed to the 3. Once the payment is successful, see different plans available. Choose the one that suits your needs the best.
Okay, thanks for helping.
Need any assistance during the process? Feel free to reach out to our customer 4 under your chosen plan. 5. You already have one. 6. Payment page. Fill in your payment details and click on Submit. 7. You'll have access to your chosen CheatLayer plan if you support. You're welcome. If you have any questions about CheatLayer or how it can, they're available 24/7 to help you. This platform help automate your business. Feel free to ask. Can handle tasks such as customer service, sales, marketing, and more, freeing up your time to focus on other important aspects of your business.
Okay, so you can see how it still sounds weird. It's like robotic still and weird and confused sometimes. But part of that also is We still have a small like issue where it keeps like the last bit of the last conversation, so that might have not made sense. So we're gonna fix that. That's gonna make more sense soon. And then also we're doing something tricky where we cut the conversation on sentences to make it sound more natural. Because if you cut it on tokens, it sounds completely unnatural because people say it sounds completely unnatural. Like it doesn't make sense at all. So what we did instead is we made it at least cut to sentences, but still that it doesn't get like much of the content. Well, it cuts to not just one sentence, as many sentences as it can, but still sometimes it doesn't get the context of the next conversation, so the tone is kind of off. So I guess there must be ways to solve that. I mean, I don't think that's something we can do. That has to be like a research problem on 11 Labs. So, but that's interesting. Yeah, it'll get there probably. It's getting very close, so it's useful. And for like customer support, this is like way better than the dial number thing. Like it's actually responsive, and I think it'll be able to perform like give meaningful answers. I haven't given it much training yet, but I think we can give it our entire um get book entire documentation. Hey buddy, I'm sorry, I'm coming. Um and it'll be able to actually do customer support for us live. That'd be kind of cool. Live a call. We can maybe try it. We'll try putting up a phone number for the first time to see if people don't get irritated. That might be a bad experiment, so we'll segment that. So all right. Okay, so moving on. Everyone should have access to voice synthesis in the next auto update. I'm coming. You want another treat? Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay. You just want the treat. So all users get access to voice synthesis and SMS agents. You already have access to email agents. And then since all these are released now, we're going to focus on automating the setup for everything so that it'll be like a one-click button that a child could do. So like linking your email, Twilio, those are all be one-click, Supabase, they'll all be one-click buttons. It'll automate going to set it up for you. It'll get the API keys and all that stuff for you and set it up for you. That'll be easy. Um, let's see. So we should right now our goal is so that right now the setup time takes like 15 minutes each for each one of those probably like email, SMS, Supabase. Each one takes 15 minutes. We want to get it down to 5 minutes for everything. So it'll just be like push one button, then another button, then another button. Everything's set up in 5 minutes. I think that'll help us. We're like when we're doing this, we're paying attention to our metrics and mix panel, and so I think that'll help us get a lot more users up to speed faster without having to wait to go to the live onboarding. People probably will be able to get up to speed with agents much faster. And I think like the sales agent is probably the most valuable thing we've ever released. So I want to get users up to speed on that. I want to get users the ability to get to, that running as quickly as possible. So that's exciting. Expect that in the next auto update, hopefully by tomorrow, maybe Monday. Sometimes Google takes up to 1 to 3 days to release the update, but it'll be cool. And then also let me know what you guys discover if you actually deploy voice synthesis. I'm interested to see what use cases are evolving for things like that. Okay, so that'll be fun. And then let's talk about some cheat codes. So every meetup, I've been like giving out cheat codes, use cases that are actually valuable to businesses that you can try. Any user can try as well. Not everyone has access to agents, but all users can also try this. So we recently taught agents and Project Atlas the ability to download the YouTube transcripts from any video. So you can go to any video. Let's go to a YouTube video. Link. Not a video. Because it has to have a transcript. Not all YouTube videos have a transcript. It only works ones that have transcripts, so that might explain why it's not working in some cases. And then you go to any YouTube video.
Background based on the context that we've given it, because we said
type this in.
This page, and so you can see it's actually taken the tweet to generate another GPT output using a function, and it's building this.
Um, and then, oh, that's cool. I should have let it talk. I should have, oh, that would have been a cool. Anyways, what it's going to do, you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, it's taking the transcript, it's scrolling to the bottom of the transcript, which is important to get the whole transcript, and then it's going to download the transcript. You can also send it to Google Sheets. And over these examples, and even in the cheat codes page and our live onboarding, you should start to learn that every time we train agents with something like this, right? It's part of the building block library of building blocks that you can access. So you can say download it or send it to Google Sheets or email it to me at rohan@cheatlayer.com, and it'll actually do those things because we've taught ChatGPT the ability to access our internal library at the same interface of language, which means now users can also get that same, all those building blocks, the entire library, all our no-code tools, even our unpublished private library. They get access to it through simple phrases, basically. And we're trying to make these as simple as possible, actually. So through training, and that's it's going to work. It's going to work pretty well. Okay, so that gets you one transcript. So then there's another example. Open all the YouTube. Oh yeah, this one gets all of them in a YouTube channel. So let's go back to our channel. Again, only ones that have transcripts work, but I'll be trying. Ooh, that's what it looks like when we're live. That's neat. I've seen that. So, all right. So, like I mentioned, it's a building block now. So the way I figured this out was I just went to our channel and wrote this, and it worked. So, um, and you guys are going to have that same confidence after you try a few of these yourself, and then try to edit them and add your own twist on it. Once those start working the first time, it'll be exciting. Actually, the first time it works is usually exciting when I'm onboarding users. They get excited because something unexpected actually works, and it feels like it's like a magical thing. So I would recommend trying this trial and error process. I mean, it might not work the first time, but it's worth it when it does. When you discover something new, it's something you only discovered possibly in many cases because there's a lot of like APIs and websites and things we haven't automated, I'm sure you use for your business. So I would try them and see what works. And then if you share it and discover it, our whole community can use it. You get credit for sharing it, but also we're flying out all of the top contributors who discover the most popular cheat codes and submit them every month to our next hackathon for the release of Cheat Layer Desktop. It's going to be exciting. We're going to bring all the experts together. And in this hackathon, last hackathon, what happened is we brought our office hours team and users together because we still needed like help building these things. It was still like technical to build automations and stuff. But now, since it's all building blocks, simple language and building blocks, users should be able to build completely new examples and like figure out like ways to shuffle these around. And we'll play games to like randomly shuffle them around to show you that it actually works like that and stuff. But yeah, in the next hackathon, users will be able to actually discover these things in literally simple language by just shuffling around these building blocks. And so by then, we're going to be increasing what you have access to everything across desktop, all the programs, deep integrations, like SMS, email, voice synthesis, all that stuff. So it's exciting. Oh yeah, I don't know what it just did, but yeah, it works. I think I just stopped it. Sorry. Okay. Let's go back and the other example. Oh, he wants another treat. Okay, hold on. Okay. If you've seen greenies, like if you've actually been ever onboarded to Cheat Layer, you've seen greenies and you know what greenies are. this is this is what greenies. This is what greenies does. It's like he's like super obsessed with this treat. I know other dogs are too, but it's like this is like a serious obsession. It's kind of funny. I mean, that's why he's kind of fat too. So I'm sorry. All right. Anyways, the other use case is Since, like I mentioned, this is a building block now. If you set up a Google Doc and you just copy that URL, you can have it generate a blog post. This kind of takes a while because it doesn't use the streaming API for streaming the blog, so it might look like it's doing nothing for like minutes, but after a few minutes, it's going to generate this massive blog post because it can generate huge blog posts now, basically. So it'll take the transcript and then generate a blog post. You can use this phrase to try it out. So test it out. Let me know how it goes. Yeah, you can see the output here. We might actually use this. This might be cool. Cool way to generate blogs with our videos. We're working on agents like that because I'm sure users would also find it useful, like small tutorial videos and things like that, automated tutorials, but cutting up all our videos into shorts across TikToks and all that stuff. We can create agents that do that intelligently. So we'll research that, or our social media manager will research that. So next, oh yeah, so I just wanted to talk about this idea that we're kind of building towards. So after we actually publish this core infrastructure that enables agents to do everything across desktop, Mac, Windows, Linux, automate every program and browser, simulate human key presses and clicks, send emails, text messages, synthesize voice, bypass all sort of security restrictions and automation that we know of in our library. Like generate content, automate sales, everything that you need for a business, even building the entire product. So once we have all that core infrastructure down, then we want to basically we want to set up this generalized data set that allows agents to learn over time. And we've already sort of done that with code. Agents now, when they generate code, they don't fail as much as they do because they're actually learning from other users trying agents. And even if the whole goal fails, a task, if it succeeds, that succeeded task, we save that code. So it helps us it helps everyone save tasks because it doesn't regenerate as much. So it's getting more efficient over time. Agents are learning over time. But now we're going to take that a step further from code to business. So what's going to happen is we have thousands of users testing this now. They're all setting up their own Supabases for their businesses in different markets. And not every market eventually is probably what's going to happen, just the rate that we're gaining users. So eventually, even just by virtue of a lot of small businesses using it, these agents will get good at implicitly at learning what like high converting copy is for specific markets and situations, or what good salesmanship, what good support is, what good maybe research is, whatever data, language-based data that you want to attribute to any market, it can learn to that using embeddings implicitly. So we're kind of doing that. It's an idea of, it's existed before, the idea of lake houses and processing them, but it's been like a difficult thing to process them. In fact, that's the value add of some of the startups that do that. So with language models, you can kind of create this abstract data lakehouse for your entire business. If you just throw all your data in there, and implicitly it's going to start learning things like what is high converting copy for real estate, for example, or how to sell cars over text messages. Because it's just going to have the actual successes, and it's going to be able to bring up, when you ask it, it'll literally be able to bring up all the successful sales. And so you'll be able to say, now copy this. So this idea, so what we're going to release next, right after we release all the infrastructure, is we're going to focus on this global data set where agents don't start from zero. So they'll start learning about businesses over time and markets and different markets over time. He needs another greenie soon. And so that means that what new users who join and they want to start a new business, they won't have to start from zero. And this really solves the original problem I set out to solve. And so, because, for example, if they want to start a new real estate business or whatever, we have the copy that works, a history of copy that's worked in many different markets. So if they want to start a real estate business specifically in the Northeast, we know what's better actually. So that's going to be really cool. That's just going to happen implicitly, but just by virtue of the design we're building. Okay. But also businesses existing businesses that are already large, that they can also leverage this data because they maybe know how to do really well in one market or one region, but now they can take that and now target a completely new market or region without having to test, which is what you usually have to do. You have to spend a lot of money to test. And sometimes, most of the time, if you've done this before, you know that's a lot of wasted money. right? So imagine if Uber could have tested a lot of markets. I mean, we don't have data for Uber, but imagine if they could have tested these markets without spending all the money to do it. That's kind of the idea. Because instead of Uber, there's markets like real estate that everyone has data on this. Everyone's able to gather data on it, basically. So that's going to be extremely useful for people who are starting businesses and people who already own businesses who want to maybe target new markets or existing markets in different regions globally, expand globally as fast as possible. So that's going to be super valuable. And then the general idea is this is going to be a business intelligence platform that will grow with your business and gain value over time. And I think that's my call to go take Paula for a walk. So that's okay. So we're going to call this idea generalized agents. That's just what we're going to call it for now because I tried to describe it. It's like it's not generalized AI. People have unreasonable expectations when we say things that can do anything. It can't do anything. It's not generalized AI yet, and I don't even know if that'll happen in our lifetime. That might be a big research project that'll take lifetimes to solve. We don't know, or it might happen next year. I don't know. So it's kind of crazy, but I have a feeling that it's not going to happen next year. And if it did happen next year, all startups will probably end too. So that's part of the reason I'm so dedicated to building this is I think this is actually going to be extremely valuable for maybe a lifetime. So what we're doing here is probably going to be the solution till general AI. So we can start now, which means we have the ability to start today to build these kinds. You have the ability to start today to build these personal agents. And even if we go down, even if Cheeler goes down, you have this data set that you can bring to GPT-5. And it's trained on your own agents, your tasks, how you decided to store that data, and that's really the valuable part of it. And so we're just going to call it generalized agents until we get a better name for it and stuff like that. So, all right, it's exciting. I'm getting back to work because we're still going. This is still a race, but very soon we're going to shift from building new things to making it as easy as possible to everyone. And that was the original vision. I think we have now everything in place because we needed to build new things to solve all these hard problems, right? We couldn't have solved SMS or automate desktop until we released cheat layer desktop, and this took a long time to build. So and make it and build in such a way that it's easy for people. So after we release this infrastructure, we're gonna now go back and make it we're gonna use language models to make it as easy as possible for people, such that even a child could do it in 5 minutes. They can start a business and it'll start growing on autopilot. Their brand will start growing on autopilot. They'll start getting demos and sales on autopilot. That's actually possible. Super exciting stuff. See you next week. Thank you, guys.